Good morning. Welcome to the Eagle football press conference. I'm Coach Clemens. The Eagles had a game out at Grandview last week that got delayed for a little bit due to some tornadoes in the area. But we got the game started about 8:15, and we were able to come out with a victory, 28-0. Kids played hard. We still have a long way to go, though. I'd like to open it for questions.
What's yours and the team's morale coming off the big win last week?
Well, I mean, we feel good about where we're at and the fact that we're getting better each week, and I think that's been that's a big focus for us, is to get better every week, and I think we have this year gotten better every week. We need to continue to practice hard and approach everything with the idea of improvement and getting better and not being so concerned with the results on Friday nights.
The past couple of weeks you've had weather issues. Does that affect the team at all with the delays?
Well, you know, I would say if the weather issues were just happening to our team, then that might be an effect, but the other team's got to deal with it too. So I don't think it's changed anything in terms of outcome or performance for us.
How important is attitude and mental toughness during a tough game?
Well, you know, we talk all the time to the kids about mental toughness, and to us, really, mental toughness means that no matter how things are going on the field, no matter the score, no matter what happened in the last play, you're just focused on the next play and doing the best that you can. Our kids, I think, have done since the second week. I think our kids have done a good job. I don't think we handled week 2 very well with Blue Springs South when we got down. I think it made us a worse team, and so we really focused on, you know, no matter what the situation is, you've got to be a better team than you were the last play.
Is there anybody you believe is really going above and beyond?
Well, you know, I would hate to name just a player or two in that regard, because, you know, to some degree, I think every one of our kids is doing more than they could imagine themselves doing. I think that's the nature of our sport. It's a difficult thing to drag yourself out to and bang heads and be physical every day, and our kids are doing a great job of across the board of continuing to keep coming back and keep going hard. They're all, you know, all of them are improving.
Nothing against Oak Park, but they're not a Staley or Blue Springs South. Is there something different you're doing this week going into it, not playing a higher level competition that you've been playing the past couple weeks?
Well, that goes back to Oak Park does some things that could really frustrate us. They have a tricky offense where you never really know where the ball's going. You got guys running all over the place in the backfield. So there's a lot we can learn from playing Oak Park in terms of reading our keys defensively, so that we're not tricked by all that misdirection in the backfield. So this is a week like any other week where, you know, we've got to play to win the game, and we've got to use the game as an opportunity to improve our football team. And I think Oak Park will, you know, if we're not squared away on our reads and our keys, particularly defensively, Oak Park's going to give us fits because they can move the football. You know, they haven't had a ton of success in terms of wins and losses, but they've gained a lot more yards than we have this year. And so, you know, we know that every week is a battle. It used to be, when I first started in these jobs years ago, before you kids were born, all right, you could always count on there's going to be a few teams that you're just going to beat no matter what you do. With the 25 practice days in the summer and all the weight training that teams are doing and the year-round approach that every school takes to the job, it's not that way anymore. Now every time you go out there, you know that you're going to play against a well-coached, disciplined football team that can beat you if you're not careful.
You were just saying how, like, during the summer you practice a lot and you guys have a lot of practices. Well, this week in practice, is there anything new you're working on, like, to prepare yourself not only for Oak Park, but moving forward?
Well, that's a good question. As a season, you start off and you feel really good about the progress you're making throughout the summer because you have all this time to work on the simple fundamentals of the game. Blocking, tackling, footwork, ball handling, and you have all this time. But then the season starts, and now you've got to prepare for the next opponent. And what they do, and so you kind of get away from the fundamental side of it. This week we're trying really hard to dedicate more time to just the basics, the fundamentals of blocking and tackling, and hoping that will help us improve as we move along.
I know it comes up every year, but injuries, are you doing anything different to deal with the injuries on the team this year, or is it all the same?
I think we've been blessed so far in that we've only had an injury here or there. At this time last year, we'd already lost several kids for the season, and the year before was the same way. The injury, we've lost a couple of starting football players for short periods, about 3 of them this year, and while that hurts us, it's better than it's been the last couple of years. We're trying to, and it's hard to do when you're trying to get ready to play a game every week, but we're trying to slow down the amount of contact that we have in practice. We're not being very effective with that because eventually you have to practice. And but yeah, we're fortunate so far in that regard, and we hope to stay that way.
Even with the win last week, what were some of the problems in the game?
Well, I think second half we went a little bit flat. We dominated the first half. I think we ran 45 offensive plays in the first half. We had a 17-play drive, a 16-play drive, an 11-play drive, and Grandview only ran 10 plays in the half. And so I think our kids kind of relaxed at halftime with a 21-0 lead, and we came out and started giving up some offense and started getting stopped a little bit on our offense in the second half. And so we need to remember, no matter the score, whether we're ahead or behind, we still have to come out and be better than we were the play before. Thanks for coming this morning. Have a good day.